All right, we're going to steam them, and then once we get all this steam, we're going to go ahead and we're going to show you how we make cream of crab soup. All right, I had these two knuckleheads with me today. Yeah, so she's getting ready. We're going for a second trip. And Sam probably done a very bad thing today.
Oh Lordy, here comes the boat.
What?
Probably did a bad thing today. We, instead of going to the spot that I know there's crabs at, we're trying. Yeah, go for it. We're going to a spot that we don't know if there's going to be any crabs here or not. But we'll find out. It's a little closer to home. The other one's an hour drive. I didn't feel like doing an hour today. I drove a lot this morning. Got off work, and then we're going to take a short ride, and hopefully we get at least a dozen crabs, right?
Yeah.
Dozen. You and your fair faucet hair.
Come on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Woo. All right. Now remember the first one we did last week, we caught one. And then once the scent gets out.
That was me. Not the scent, but you know. Kind of like felt weird. Is that because what foot are we in? Go ahead, you go for it. Go ahead, guys. Go ahead, you guys do it. I think maybe you got one foot. Make sure you grab it up right. I'm a drill sergeant.
Alright. See how you got that tight? So what you do is that when you grab it and pull it like this and use the rail as your thing, alright? You see how the paint's wore off the edge of my boat?
Hey, I just figured we were going the other place. That's why I didn't even go to get the thing. I think the other No, we need to throw them out. Throw it out. Or can you just stick the whole thing in? All right,
go ahead.
Yeah, but I hope that trap's okay. Have you ever had a fist?
Well, I got puppy fish.
By who?
Me.
Your mother?
No.
At school.
At school? What did you do? You were being stupid?
Yeah.
Oh, Lord. I'm Harry. Oh, sign of life, baby.
Come on, man, let's go.
Well, I'm just trying to see sign of life.
All right.
About time. One crab, yeah. Yeah, but we don't count the baby.
Count that we see.
All right.
Remember the last time we seen a bunch of
That's a nice crab. That's about what we called up at the other place. Now, if we can keep rolling with these, that'd be cool. Hot dogs. We got tons of sausage. You know? Oh, look, female.
Sorry,
That story. We found life.
kind of what happened last week. Come on. Man, if you didn't pick your
Me.
how tall are you, Malik?
Huh?
How tall are you?
I'm like
5'2".
Oh, shit.
Yeah, baby. Sure
Woo! Look, guys. Look, guys. Woo!
Be like
Now we're doing it. We gotta not do the whoop whoop, okay?
Why?
Because of him.
No, he's going walk.
Oh. Well, do the crab dance. How do you do it?
Even though the spot that we were going to go to, I know there's crabs there. We caught a bush there last week. We're come here this week. I didn't feel like driving an hour. Didn't feel like driving an hour. So we went to a place closer to home, and it was very up in the air. But we seen life. Our first run, we got 2 keepers. Last week when we caught the bushel, we caught 1 keeper with a lot of small ones. So we got 2 keepers, and we seen about 4 small little crabs. Some were just about this big, you know, good crabs. So,
Okay.
so let's go and keep it. We're actually gonna let them sit now for probably a good 5 minutes. Maybe stop, get a bag of chips or something, and then go make another run. Well, look, we didn't take this run because we only caught 2, but we did catch 3. But guess what? Woo, baby!
That's a baby.
Look at that.
Woo!
Oh, that's an 8-incher, easy. Look at that thing. All right, we'll take the next one. Whee, baby! All right, so we did another run, and that run we got 2 more. So that's what we're kind of average is 2 a run. Now today we're not looking for a lot, but if we can get, well, we moved some traps. So we took traps that were further down that we didn't see any life to a spot where we started seeing
Leave it back there.
the crabs we were picking. We were definitely seeing them in a different spot. So we moved
you need to
about 10 of
take
them
that off.
up further to see if that
You
works.
can't come over here. Line out.
So that run, we got 3. So we've got 2 per run, and that's the first one we got 3.
You don't need all that junk.
Yeah, that's enough, young
You just have all
man.
them Takis.
And we got chubby boy here, little doughboy, and we got my little nephew. Well, I finally pulled some traps myself. I caught 1. Tide is just about done.
So it means it's gonna go.
Yeah, so I mean, we had incoming tide. It's pretty much right now about done in about 5 minutes. So it might be some slack tide. Hopefully, maybe as the tide goes out. I'm thinking in the next give this place about another 2 weeks, maybe even a month, maybe in July. Well, it's over by the middle of July.
Yeah.
I think the middle of July. I think where we're at now should definitely pick up because there's no boat. I mean, literally, again, we're in the afternoon. There is not a boat around us. There's not even boat traffic. We've seen 1 commercial guy go by us, but that was it. All right, she's going to pull the next one. So we are definitely,
Measure him.
yeah, measure them. So there's
Gotta
only
be 5 inches.
1 small one. It's got to be 5 inches. Because we're catching them and they're really such a good size, the smaller ones, we're going to measure them, but he might not make it. So
Small white.
we are definitely averaging 2 crabs a run. We have 1 run that we got 3, but other than that, we've been catching 2 crabs a run. And he's pretty light, so go ahead and throw him out. He looks like. So we have a full moon. We have a full moon within like 2 days. So I'm thinking that where we're at, they're coming in. We got 1 doubler where we had a male on top of a female, and he was pretty white. So either he just shed or he's about to shed or whatever. So he's a paper shell, which he's already shed. So we're probably going to do 2 more runs, and then we're going to take you home.
How'd you like ice cream, Kate?
We'll let you see what we end up with. But when we go home, we're going to show you how we make cream of crab soup and regular crab soup. It'll be the best cream of crab soup you'll ever make at home. Guaranteed. Hey, so another thing that I do, we were just come out of salt water. So even though I have the flush, even though I have this, and I can hook my hose up to it and run fresh water through it, but the one guy told me it's best to kind of start your motor up, get it up to temperature, and let your thermostats and everything open up to really flush the water out of it, the salt water out of it. So every other time what I'll do is I'll start this up, I'll let it run for a little bit. This way it gets a really, really good fresh water through it, okay? Let that run, and as long as it's peeing real good, but we're gonna let this run for about 10 minutes and let this flush out. Then I'm gonna rinse the traps off. I'm gonna rinse my traps off. I'm gonna rinse the boat off. Try to get all the salt water off everything. And if you just kind of do that once in a while, that'll help maintain it a little bit longer. So we got the water and vinegar in there. We're gonna let that come up to steam as I load the crabs in. As I load the crabs in here. Now, today was definitely not
A good day.
no. We went and we caught some crabs today. Hold that. You hold that on there.
Okay.
We caught some crabs today. You know? And I mean, last week we caught a bushel of crabs. And we got to share them.
Where are you going, mister? What should I say?
So what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna put my crabs in there. Man, look at the size of those crabs.
Just stop. I don't know what just happened. Cause look at this thing.
Stop it.
Oh. Just drop crabs.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, look at that. 14, 15 crabs. Look at that one. That's the mama jama. Look at the claws on that thing. All right, we're going to steam them, and then once we get all this steam, we're going to go ahead and we're going to show you how we make cream of crab soup. All right, so we're here in the kitchen. So what I have here in this bowl is about a cup of onions, and a cup of celery. And what we're going to do is that we're going to put a little bit of butter, about a half stick of butter in here. And we're going to cook these and get them translucent and get some flavors out of them. I am going to be adding a little bit of seasoning. I'm not going to be adding too much salt because of the crab meat that we steamed. It was steamed in JO number 2. Steamed in JO number 2. And what we don't want is it to be too salty, especially since I'm going to be using a little bit more Old Bay. Okay? So we're going to let these cook. In this pot right here, we are getting up the temperature. We have 1 cup of, so my batch is going to be completely doubled, but don't go by this. I'm going to give you what you need. The link, the description, everything you need for a nice batch of cream of crab soup will be in the description. I've kind of doubled everything because I'm making a really, really big batch. But we're getting this up to temperature. We're trying to get this. So you're going to use 1 cup of butter. I put a little bit of butter in here for the celery and onions as we keep trying to get these all, and these are roughly chopped. We're just using them for flavor. They will not be in the final result, but we want the flavors from the onion and celery. In here we have 2 cups of chicken broth. We have 2 cups of heavy cream, 2 cups of milk, or you can get 4 cups of half and half. And so we're trying to get this hot. We're trying to get this, you want to cook it too long to scald it, but we definitely want to get the temperature up on here. Man, I woke up with an absolute stiff neck today. My neck, I feel like, we really want to cook these real good. Trying to get this up to temperature. Trying to get this butter to melt. Probably should have put the butter in first, huh? See, I'm not a cook. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the onions, Sam. Now, when I did this, I made sure in the celery I put all the little leafy stuff, everything in there. Like I said, we're using this just for onions in here. So now we're going to let this cook for a little bit. All right, so like I said, we're gonna try to bring this up. I like it to really start simmering. It's starting to really come up to temperature now. All the butter has pretty much melted. Like see, all the leafy stuff, I'm gonna keep the leafy stuff and the onions, because right now all we're trying to do is get the flavor the best we can. Here, when we strain it, we're gonna strain everything into this pot right here. Strain everything into this pot here. Once I think I got enough flavor out of the onions and the celery. As you can see, it's my crab meat. I have probably almost 4 pounds of crab meat here that's going into this. That's why I doubled my batch. But the recipe I'm giving you is for just a pound of crab meat and a single batch. So I think we got, I really want this to like almost start to slowly bubble. All right, so we're gonna transfer this into this, and it's probably going to make a mess. I don't know why that's doing that. Next time I do this, I'm going to do it like Russ. All right, so now the next thing we're going to add is I'm going to chunk up, I put at room temperature, cream cheese. You want 1 block of cream cheese. Cream cheese. This is my wife's favorite. She loves cream cheese.
Hey, you're eating it?
Cream cheese?
You're eating a thing of it?
Cream cheese?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not mixed in anything?
No.
Oh my.
All right, so we're going to do the same thing. We're just going to leave this cook to where we get rid of the cream cheese. And we're just going to swirl it. We're going to keep this on low. We don't want it to scald. We don't want it to get too hot. Cream cheese is pretty much done. So now what we want to do is thicken it up. Now what I used to do is I used to use a cup of flour, a cup of water. And almost every time you would add it, the thickness would be different. So then you would always have to change it. So if you want to check a really awesome barbecue channel, it's my buddy Russ Jones. He put this recipe on his channel and he changed a couple things. One was he didn't use the flour and the water. What he used is a thing, this looks like it comes from the 70s, but it's called Wondra. And all you have to do, so with the flour and stuff, you kind of have to cook it to where, you kind of have to cook it to get the flour taste out of it and stuff like that. Where this, you just add it, and you add it as you go, and as you thicken, and then you can add it to the thickness that you want. However thick you want it, and you just add it as you go, and till you like your thickness. I gotta stop right here. I made a boo-boo. As I'm editing the video right now, I forgot to add a half a cup of sherry. That is a very important ingredient. And as I'm going through this, we had put stuff away. I planned on doing this yesterday, and we put stuff away, and I forgot to grab the sherry. I didn't look at the recipe, so make sure you add a half a cup of sherry. And that's what we're going to do now. We're just going to add it as we go. We're going to add a little bit. All right, so now in here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little bit of Old Bay, to the soup. And let's see what it tastes like. So now, I keep looking at that camera, I don't know why. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and start adding What's that? Now we'll just mix the crab meat in there. Oh yeah. All right. Probably could be a little thicker, but that's sticking really nice to the spoon. And of course, it tastes Absolutely awesome. All right, little Old Bay, some oyster crackers. Look at that. I love cream of crab soup. That's freaking awesome. The recipe will be in the description. Just follow what I did along in the video. Hey, if you go right here, we did regular. If you go right here, we got regular cream. I love cream of crab soup. If you go here, we show you how to make Maryland vegetable crab soup. And I think we're going to do that again too. All right. So please share.
Oh my God!
I love cream of crab soup. And I can tell you, if you like all kind of crab recipes, I got a whole list right here of recipes you can use with crab meat. All right. So please subscribe. I really appreciate it. We got a really hefty goal of 10,000 subscribers by the first of the year, and it's not too far away. All right. I'll check you later.